Hello, everyone. Today, I got three more amazing new horror books for you guys to read. And these ones are just fantastic. I mean, you got a lot of different genres in there. There's a lot of weirdness in a good way. And all of these books are going to make you very, very happy to read. That's the most important thing, that you're entertained. And these ones certainly did that for me. But before we get started, I want to remind you that I have horror books for sale, and you can find the books you see on your screen at the link in the description. And if you want to join my Patreon, well, good news. If you are a Patreon member, just a couple days ago, I uploaded 5 more absolutely free horror books that you can get for your Kindle. These are not just for Kindle Unlimited. This is for anybody with the links to go there and download these 5 books for free. And as always, I curated them myself. I make sure they're at least an average rating of 4-star or above, so you know you're getting quality. And they're in a variety of genres. So if that's something you're interested in, you can get the 5 from this month, you can get the 5 from last month, and plus short horror stories and everything else by joining my Patreon, and that link is in the description as well. All right, let's get started. So the first book I want to talk about today is called The First Time I Saw Her. This is a book that has witches, it has demons, it has other very horrific things in it, but it's also like it's got a lot of almost extreme body horror mixed up in there. So, I mean, like once a chapter, at least something very horrific and bloody and brutal is going to happen to people in this book. And it's basically about a 12-year-old girl, and her mother have to leave their home. They have to run away because of something really terrible. I don't want to give it away, but something happened that's forcing them to run away from their home. They have to leave and escape. So they meet this woman who has a community she has built deep in the woods for people who need to feel safe somewhere far away from civilization where nobody can find them. But it's soon going to become apparent that this woman that owns and runs this community, she seems to be a very strict religious type. And it's going to become apparent that she is not everything she claims to be. And you will figure that out at the end, and it is absolutely devastating what she's actually up to. But as soon as they move in, I mean, the mother in the story is a witch. Her daughter, her 12-year-old daughter, is maybe a witch, maybe not really a witch, but she can see things. For instance, her best friend, and we know this from the very first chapter, her best friend is a little girl who has no head, just a stump where the head should be with blood gushing out of it. And this little girl without a head is carrying a bowl of blood. She's the only one that can see or communicate with this girl at first. And during the course of their time there, she is going to see some absolutely disturbing, unsettling things in her mind. She's going to meet other kids at this community, and they're going to kind of form this friendship. But it's not going to take long before they realize something is horribly wrong. And the thing is, they have no car. They had to give away their car before they came there. They had to give up their cell phones before they came there. They're in the middle of nowhere, and they can't escape this community, even though they realize something is very, very wrong with it. And things are going to get brutal. They are going to get bloody, extremely gruesome at times. Like I said, a lot of awesomely good body horror in here that'll just make you cringe and go, "Oh my God," which I really love, by the way. Yeah, and yeah, this one is going to blow you away. I absolutely loved it. Of course, I highly recommend it. And there is a link down below where you can pick up your copy in the description. And next we have The Bog Wife. This is a folk horror story set in the Appalachian Mountains. It's about a family who has, except for one sibling, has never left their property on the bog. They've never crossed the property line, like to go into town or anything else. They live on this bog because they believe this bog and they have a covenant, a pact. They take care of the bog takes care of them. When the patriarch of the family dies throughout the generations, they they have a ritual, very specific ritual, where they have to eventually bury him in the bog, and then from that bog the next day will rise a wife for the eldest male child, and he has to marry and consecrate the marriage with this bog creature that looks like a woman, kind of talks like a woman, but is of course not human. She's made from the bog. And then they had to have children to carry on the bloodline, because they've been taking care of this bog for a long time. But when there's 5 siblings in this book, and when their father dies, the patriarch, finally, something goes wrong, and the bog does not give up a wife for the eldest son. And this story is about them and the one sibling who actually left and started a life somewhere else, a normal life outside of that, the confines of that bog. She returns to perform this ritual begrudgingly and reluctantly. But we are going to see over the course of months and months and months how this family unit operates. These are people that have no knowledge really of the outside world. Their confinement within that house has made them a little bit weird. Let me put it that way. They tolerate each other, but you can tell that there's so much tension between them because they've lived in this close proximity their whole entire lives. And this book is filled with a lot of tension, and some of the ways they have to figure out if they made the bog angry, and that's why you didn't give them a wife, or there might be other ways they can obtain a wife to propagate their bloodline, because they need another heir. They have to keep this going, or else they will be the last ones. And things are going to get creepy, and they're going to get very surreal, and psychologically just frightening. That's what this book is going to be. And this one was great. It's, like I said, Appalachian Mountains, folk horror, weird family. What more do you want? I absolutely love this one. Yes, I do highly recommend it. And again, there is a link to get your copy in the description. And next we have Harvest Time. This one is a fantastic, fun, horrifying read. That it's almost like a slasher-like story, although it's not. But it's about a couple, or 2 couples, in an RV in a camper. And they're headed to Colorado. They take a detour in Nebraska, get kind of lost in the backwoods there, and their camper breaks down, and it breaks down right next to this farmhouse. Now, this farmhouse has lots and lots of corn, huge corn, very healthy looking corn, except it's the only farm around there that hasn't been affected by a drought. It's the only one that has produced any crops. Most of the people in this small town have left because of the drought. They can't grow anything on their land, but this one seems to be thriving. And they need help, so they decide to goop around a little bit, take some pictures, and go over the fence into this property to get to the house to see if they can get some help. Bad mistake. This book is filled with, you got deformed, hideous crows, thousands and thousands of crows that will attack en masse, trying to take bits of human flesh with it. And then you have the workers on the farm, which wind up to be these horrific scarecrows that come to life and are basically used as slaves, more or less, to keep the farm running. Something is obviously not right. And while the crows and the scarecrows seem to be at war with one another, they can kind of put that aside when these human intruders invade the property. And of course, the owners of the farmhouse, well, they're not. They're something else. Let me just put it that way. And they're under the control of something evil, something occultish, something that lives in that land that has decided that now is a new harvest, and they could always use a few more helping hands to work on that farm. This one would make a great horror movie, is what I'm trying to say. I would absolutely watch this because scarecrows freak me out, and these are not typical scarecrows. There's something different about them. I don't want to give it away, but there's something quite different about these scarecrows. And then you have all these deformed, misshapen, very aggressive crows. Like I said, thousands and thousands of them. And once they get to the house, they're going to meet this couple, and they're going to realize then that they are screwed. That they should not have stopped there. They should have kept on the highway and not taken that shortcut. I think that's the moral of the book. Don't take a shortcut through Nebraska. Just stay on the highway there. Yeah, but this one is bloody, it's violent, it is brutal. People are going to start dying, of course, in the most horrific manner. And yeah, it was a very fun read in the sense that it was all that. You know, I like that a lot of blood and gore in those kind of books. And it had that slashery vibe to it. It read like an old school 80s movie, you know. And I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I highly recommend it, of course. And I will leave a link down below where you can pick up your copy. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time and spending it here with me. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.